Sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 shit, yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, sit that, right there, don't go nowhere, say yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, sit that, right there, don't go nowhere.
Welcome back. We back with another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Hank Criminal. Gangsters abused his wife, not knowing he was a hired. You dig? True crime.
On March 17, 2022, at 23:47, a serious crime occurred in Dallas, Texas. The victim was Vivian Stone, a 32-year-old nurse at Parkland Memorial Hospital, who was abducted from the staff parking lot during her night shift. Security camera footage showed a black Ford Transit van entering the parking lot at 23:35. Four men, later identified as members of the Marcus Kelly gang, staged an elaborate scenario to lure the victim. One of the perpetrators, James Cole, pretended to be injured, lying on the ground near the hospital's emergency exit. When Stone approached to offer medical assistance, the other gang members emerged from the van and forcibly abducted her. Investigation revealed that Stone was taken to the Pine Rest Motel, located in the industrial district of Dallas. Several motel guests later provided statements to the police about disturbing sounds throughout the night. Room 115, where the victim was held, was rented under a false name with cash payment. Motel security footage showed the black Ford Transit parked in a secluded area behind the building from 00:15 on March 18 until approximately 23:30 the same day. According to the subsequent police investigation, 4 perpetrators held Stone captive for 24 hours. She suffered physical and mental abuse. The motel manager, Robert Hayes, reported unusual activity, but did not contact law enforcement, a decision he would later deeply regret during police interviews. On March 19, at approximately 00:30, a truck driver discovered Stone on the shoulder of Highway 75, 7 miles north of downtown Dallas. The victim was immediately transported to the same hospital where she worked. Medical reports documented multiple injuries, severe dehydration, and psychological trauma. Dr. Amber Collins, the attending physician, noted that the injuries indicated systematic abuse over the period of captivity. The Dallas Police Department immediately launched a full-scale investigation, led by Detective Michael Rodriguez. Initial evidence processing at the motel room revealed fingerprints, DNA samples, and other forensic materials that would later prove crucial in identifying the perpetrators. The investigation team also recovered surveillance footage from nearby businesses, which captured the Ford Transit's movements and provided partial license plate information. Local law enforcement agencies established a task force specifically dedicated to investigating similar patterns of organized crime in the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. Initial forensic analysis of the motel room revealed that the perpetrators had attempted to clean the scene, but crime scene investigators were able to recover substantial evidence, including partial fingerprints, fiber samples, and traces of blood that would later match Stone's DNA profile. The evidence collection process was meticulous, spanning over 48 hours and involving multiple forensic teams. The investigation into Vivian Stone's abduction took an unexpected turn when her husband, Denzel Stone, reported her missing to the Dallas Police Department. Initial background checks on Denzel Stone revealed information that would fundamentally alter the course of the investigation. Denzel Stone, 45, held a respectable position as a medical equipment supplier for several Dallas hospitals. However, detailed investigation by the FBI's Violent Crimes Unit uncovered that between 2008 and 2012, he operated as a contract killer known in law enforcement circles as the Texas Surgeon. The nickname stemmed from his methodology, using medical knowledge to disguise murders as natural deaths. FBI records indicated Stone was responsible for 31 confirmed contract killings across Texas, New Mexico, and Oklahoma. His victims included Texas Supreme Court Justice, who apparently died of heart failure in 2009, and congressmen whose deaths in 2010 and 2011, respectively, were initially attributed to natural causes. Stone's methodology demonstrated sophisticated knowledge of medical procedures and toxicology. He utilized various substances and techniques that mimicked natural medical conditions, making his murders virtually undetectable through standard autopsy procedures. The FBI analysis revealed he often gained access to victims through legitimate medical supply deliveries, using his business as cover. financial investigation by the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Unit traced payments totaling over $15 million through a complex network of shell companies. Stone utilized offshore accounts in the Cayman Islands and Switzerland, channeling funds through seemingly legitimate medical supply businesses. After 2012, these companies were gradually converted into legitimate operations, effectively laundering his criminal proceeds. The turning point in Stone's criminal career coincided with meeting Vivian Parker, later Stone, in early 2012 at Parkland Memorial Hospital. She was a newly hired nurse, and he was delivering medical supplies. According to colleagues interviewed during the investigation, their relationship developed quickly. They married in December 2012, shortly after Stone completed his last known contract killing. Documentation recovered from Stone's private office revealed meticulous record-keeping of his criminal activities, including dates, methods, and payment records for each assassination. These records were encrypted on a hidden server, discovered only after intensive digital forensic investigation. The evidence suggested Stone maintained these records as leverage against his former clients, who included prominent figures in politics and business. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit profiled Stone as an exceptionally organized and methodical killer. Unlike typical contract killers, he maintained a strict code of operation: no collateral victims, no children involved, and each death appeared natural. This methodology allowed him to operate undetected for years, as many deaths were never investigated as homicides.
Right.
The revelation of Stone's past identity dramatically complicated the investigation into Vivian's abduction. Investigators now had to consider whether her kidnapping was connected to her husband's former activities. Special Agent Kelly Jones, leading the FBI investigation, noted that several of Stone's former associates remained active in criminal enterprises, potentially seeking revenge or leverage against him. Interviews with Vivian's colleagues and friends indicated she had no knowledge of her husband's past. Her social media posts and personal communications painted a picture of a normal, happy marriage. This added another layer of complexity to the case, as investigators realized they were dealing with a man who had successfully maintained a complete dual identity for years. The discovery of Stone's past activities led to the reopening of dozens of cold cases across multiple jurisdictions. Medical examiners began reviewing deaths previously classified as natural, specifically focusing on cases involving prominent individuals between 2008 and 2012. Police surveillance documented Denzel Stone making contact with former criminal associates through a series of carefully orchestrated meetings. Within 72 hours of his wife's disappearance, Stone had reactivated a network of informants that had remained dormant since 2012. Through these underground channels,
Yo, it's like Black Taken. Wait, they took his daughter and Taken, right? Same thing. They messing with his family. Now you got to go back to his old ways.
Crucial information about Marcus Kelly's organization came to light. The gang operated as a subsidiary of the Sinaloa Cartel, handling human trafficking operations across Texas. Police records indicated that over the previous 12 months, 12 women had disappeared under similar circumstances to Vivian Stone's abduction. All victims were professional women, taken from parking lots or public spaces during evening hours. Detective Michael Rodriguez's investigation revealed that Kelly's organization maintained strict compartmentalization. Each operation cell operated independently, with minimal contact between units. However, two key members, the Cole brothers, James and Robert, displayed less disciplined behavior. Surveillance footage from the Red Hook Bar, located in suburban Dallas, showed the brothers maintaining a regular presence at the establishment, typically arriving between 2,300 and 200 hours on weekends. The investigation took a dark turn when police informants began dying under suspicious circumstances. The first death occurred on March 21, 2022, when Marcus Williams, a known associate of the Cole brothers, was found dead in his apartment from apparent natural causes. Within the next week, 3 more individuals connected to Kelly's organization died under similar circumstances.
Oh, Denzel Spaz.
Each death appeared to result from medical complications, bearing striking similarities to Stone's previous methodology. Detective Rodriguez documented a pattern in these deaths. Each victim had recently accessed specific information about Kelly's operation. Medical examiner reports noted the presence of unusual toxins in the victim's systems, substances typically available only through specialized medical supply chains. The timing and method of these deaths suggested Stone was systematically eliminating anyone with knowledge of his wife's abduction. Law enforcement surveillance operations at the Red Hook Bar captured multiple instances of the Cole brothers meeting with higher-ranking cartel members. Audio recordings obtained through warranted surveillance revealed discussions about cleaning up loose ends and references to the nurse situation. These conversations indicated growing concern within the organization about increased scrutiny from both law enforcement and an unknown party systematically targeting their operations. The FBI's organized crime unit identified connections between Kelly's operation and 3 other trafficking rings operating along the Texas-Mexico border. Financial records showed substantial money transfers through shell companies, similar to those previously used by Stone during his contract killer period. The pattern of deaths among criminal informants created tension between local law enforcement and federal agencies. While LSPD focused on solving the immediate case of Vivian Stone's abduction, FBI analysts worked to establish connections between the current deaths and Stone's historical cases. The intersection of these investigations revealed a complex web of relationships within Dallas's criminal hierarchy. Detective Rodriguez's case notes highlighted the methodical nature of the deaths. Each victim shows signs of carefully administered toxins, suggesting medical knowledge. The perpetrator seems to be working through a list, eliminating specific targets with knowledge of Kelly's operation. The precision matches Stone's historical methodology, but the timing indicates these are rushed, emotional actions rather than his previous calculated approach. The pattern suggested Stone was conducting his own parallel investigation, using his old contacts to trace his wife's abductors while eliminating potential threats to his investigation. On April 2, 2022, Dallas police discovered the bodies of James and Robert Cole in an abandoned warehouse on Industrial Boulevard. The crime scene revealed evidence of extensive torture, with forensic analysis indicating the brothers had been alive for approximately 48 hours before their deaths. The medical examiner's report documented the systematic use of medical instruments, including surgical tools and specialized equipment typically found in operating rooms. The torture methods demonstrated intimate knowledge of human anatomy and pain thresholds. Dr. Elena Martinez, chief medical examiner, noted, "The perpetrator understood precisely how to inflict maximum pain, while keeping the victims conscious and alive." The technique suggests professional medical training and experience with human physiology. Crime scene investigators recovered partial audio recordings from a damaged phone found at the scene. The recordings contained information about Marcus Kelly's operation, including specific details about safe houses and key personnel. According to Detective Rodriguez's report, the Cole brothers had revealed the entire organizational structure of Kelly's trafficking network under duress. In the following 7 days, police discovered 6 more bodies connected to Kelly's organization.
Damn.
April 3rd, Thomas Reynolds, logistics coordinator, found in his car with precise surgical incisions to major arteries. April 4th, Michael Harrison and Peter Walsh, enforcement team members, discovered in a storage unit, showing signs of systematic torture. April 5th, Miguel Jones, financial operator, located in his home office, evidence of extensive interrogation before death. April 6th, William Foster and James Martinez, security detail, found in an abandoned mechanics shop. Each crime scene demonstrated escalating levels of violence and sophistication. The killer utilized a combination of medical knowledge and psychological torture techniques. Forensic evidence indicated that victims were questioned extensively before their deaths, with each subsequent murder revealing more refined methods of information extraction. Detective Rodriguez's investigation team noted distinct patterns in the murders. Each victim had direct connections to Kelly's organization, and the sequence of deaths followed the hierarchical structure revealed in the Cole brothers' forced confession. The killer was methodically working up the chain of command, eliminating each layer of the organization while gathering.
So is 12 gonna do their job and stop him, or are they gonna be like, might as well let him keep cooking? Cause it felt like y'all just gonna let him keep cooking. How can y'all not find this man?
Gathering intelligence about Kelly's whereabouts. Security camera footage from various locations captured glimpses of a figure matching Stone's description, but the perpetrator demonstrated extensive knowledge of surveillance blind spots and forensic procedures.
CIA.
Crime scenes were partially cleaned, with certain evidence clearly left intentionally, suggesting the killer wanted law enforcement to follow his progress. Analysis of cell phone records and surveillance data revealed that each victim had received calls or messages from burner phones shortly before their deaths. The pattern suggested the killer was using his knowledge of criminal networks to lure targets to isolated locations. Each victim's last known movements indicated they believed they were meeting with someone they trusted. The Dallas Police Department established a task force dedicated to tracking these murders, but the killer remained consistently ahead of law enforcement. Evidence suggested that Stone was utilizing his extensive knowledge of police procedures to avoid detection while systematically dismantling Kelly's organization. The culmination of the investigation occurred on April 15, 2022, in Dallas's southern industrial zone. Intelligence gathered from the previous murders led law enforcement to identify Marcus Kelly's final stronghold, the abandoned Texas steel manufacturing facility. Surveillance footage showed Kelly and his remaining 5 lieutenants entering the facility on April 14, carrying substantial amounts of weapons and supplies. At 2:37 a.m. on April 15, multiple 911 dispatchers received calls reporting gunfire at the facility. Security cameras from adjacent buildings captured sporadic muzzle flashes and recorded sustained exchanges of gunfire lasting approximately 42 minutes. Local patrol units established a perimeter but maintained distance following department protocol for potential hostage situations. At 3:15 a.m., the FBI's Dallas field office received an anonymous call providing detailed information about the facility's layout, the number of armed individuals inside, and their positions. The caller also indicated that Marcus Kelly had barricaded himself in the former facility manager's office on the 2nd floor. Voice analysis later confirmed the caller was Denzel Stone. The FBI's hostage rescue team initiated a tactical assault at 0400 hours. Upon entering the facility, they encountered a systematic pattern of elimination. 5 bodies were discovered at strategic.
But I don't know how to feel about this. Like, it's like he's getting rid of cartel members, but at the same time, it's kind of wild. Like, bro, this sound like a movie. So you telling me he went on a hood spree for at least it sound like a month. Like I'm blank on the dates, but it sound like at least a month. Just constantly evading police, catching people, and ending them, and then rinse and repeat. Like, yeah, he brought down not a whole, but like a whole faction of cartel people. He's kind of crazy. Not in a good way. And kind of in a good way. It's like, bro, it's 1v5. How the hell? How are you alive? How did you survive? How did you get the chance to make the call to the FBI? It said you was in the shootout for 42 minutes. Brother, how did you survive a shootout for a 42-minute shootout? What?
Points throughout the building, each showing evidence of both gunshot wounds and precise surgical trauma. The positioning of the bodies and forensic evidence suggested a single assailant had methodically neutralized Kelly's security positions.
Black John Wick.
Marcus Kelly's body was located in the manager's office, as the anonymous caller had indicated. Unlike his associates, Kelly showed signs of extensive ante-mortem trauma. The medical examiner's report documented that he had endured approximately 2 hours of systematic torture before death. A digital recorder found at the scene contained Kelly's detailed confession about his organization's operations and his role in Vivian Stone's abduction. Simultaneously with the factory raid, encrypted files began arriving at major news outlets and law enforcement agencies across Texas. These files contained comprehensive documentation of Stone's activities as the Texas surgeon between 2008 and 2012. The data included contract details, payment records, and methodologies for all 31 confirmed kills, plus evidence suggesting 15 additional murders previously unknown to investigators. The release of this information appeared to be automated, triggered by a predetermined event. Digital forensics revealed that Stone had prepared this fail-safe system years earlier, ensuring that if he ever resumed his criminal activities, evidence of his past crimes would become public. This suggested that Stone had anticipated the possibility of returning to violence and had prepared accordingly. Texas Department of Public Safety officers intercepted Stone at a private airfield outside Dallas at 5:45 a.m. He offered no resistance during the arrest. In his possession were a laptop containing additional evidence about Kelly's organization, and a detailed journal documenting his week of vengeance.
Oh, it was a week. Okay.
The journal revealed that Stone had planned each murder to extract specific information leading to Kelly's location.
That makes it crazier. Oh,
Evidence recovered from the steel facility painted a picture of a meticulously planned operation. Stone had utilized his knowledge of the building's layout, acquired through his medical supply business, which had served the facility before its closure. Security camera footage showed he had spent several days preparing the site, establishing kill zones and escape routes. The FBI's crime scene analysis revealed that Stone had employed a combination of military tactics and medical expertise during the final confrontation. Each of Kelly's men had been eliminated with surgical precision, suggesting Stone had maintained his professional composure even during direct combat. The evidence indicated he had used his medical knowledge to ensure his targets suffered maximum pain, while preventing them from dying too quickly to provide information. The Dallas Police Department's final report noted that Stone's methodical dismantling of Kelly's organization had effectively ended one of the largest human trafficking operations in Texas history. The state...
See, I have to. Like, he deserves applause. Now, granted, he only did it because they messed with his wife, but hey, if you're going to go all the way out, you might as well go all the way out. Get them all out of there. I can't justify him being a, contract schmurderer, but like, I didn't even know that was a real, like, $15 million. You can really make $15 million off of Now, granted, he getting government people to contract him, but how would you even get into this business? I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just saying, why would you? Now, I see why. $50 million. What?
State of Texas versus Denzel Stone began on September 12, 2022, in the Dallas County Criminal Court. District Attorney Gwen Henderson presented an unprecedented case, encompassing both Stone's historical activities as the Texas surgeon and his recent series of revenge killings. The prosecution faced the complex task of presenting evidence spanning nearly 15 years of criminal activity.
For what? Why would I not just
The charges included 31 first-degree murders from 2008 to 2012, with additional charges for the 7 revenge killings in 2022. The prosecution also added multiple counts of torture, kidnapping, and obstruction of justice. The evidence presented included Stone's own meticulous records, forensic data from both historic and recent crime scenes, and financial documentation of over $15 million in contract payments. Vivian Stone, still recovering from her ordeal, appeared in court for the first time during the second week of the trial. Court records noted her visible shock as prosecutors detailed her husband's history as a contract killer.
Right.
Her testimony, delivered on September 20th, provided a compelling glimpse into their seemingly normal life together. For 10 years, I thought I knew him. We had dinner together every night. He remembered every anniversary, every birthday. How could I not know? The defense, led by attorney Michael Roberts, attempted to portray Stone's recent actions as justified vigilantism, arguing that the failure of law enforcement to protect his wife had driven him to take extreme measures.
What about the other 31 M's before that? That's where you lose me. Like, I can understand the vigilantism. Actually, I actually can understand it. They mess with your wife, get them all. But my guy, even if you had a code, which I can also respect, you had a code, you didn't go after, I think it was women and children. But like, brother, you still took 31 people off the map. I don't care if it was political or not. You're kind of crazy.
However, this strategy became untenable, as evidence of Stone's pre-planned information release system demonstrated that he had anticipated potentially returning to violence years before his wife's abduction. Expert testimony from FBI behavioral analysts highlighted the calculated nature of both Stone's historical murders and his revenge killings. Dr. James Patterson, lead profiler, testified, "The level of premeditation in both sets of crimes indicates an individual who maintains complete emotional control while committing acts of extreme violence. The only difference between his contract killings and revenge murders was the motivation, not the methodology."
Right.
After 4 weeks of testimony, the jury deliberated for just 6 hours before reaching their verdict.
6 hours?
Stone was found guilty on all counts. During the sentencing phase, Judge Maria Rodriguez considered the unprecedented nature of the case. The prosecution sought multiple life sentences, while the defense argued for leniency based on Stone's assistance in dismantling Kelly's trafficking operation. In his final statement to the court, Stone addressed his wife directly. "For the first time in my life, I killed for something other than money. Every life I took in the past was a transaction. This time, it was personal. I don't regret saving you, but I regret that you had to learn the truth about who I am."
Facts.
Judge Rodriguez delivered the sentence on October 15, 2022. 300 years in federal prison without the possibility of parole.
Damn.
The sentence breakdown included 10 years for each of his contract killings and 20 years for each revenge murder, to be served consecutively. Additionally, the judge ordered Stone to pay $50 million in restitution to the victims' families. Stone was transferred to ADX Florence, Colorado's.
Damn, 50 million in restitution. 50, not 15, 50. Brother, he didn't even make that off of taking their lives. And not to trivialize it, but I'm just saying, like, what? Y'all are not getting that money.
Federal Supermax facility, where he remains in solitary confinement 23 hours per day. Prison records indicate he has maintained the same methodical behavior that characterized his life outside, following a strict daily routine and avoiding interaction with other inmates. Vivian Stone filed for divorce 1 month after the sentencing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
She has since left Dallas, changed her name, and according to her attorney, is attempting to rebuild her life away from the shadow of her husband's crimes.
Damn. Well, glad Vivian survived. Hopefully she's doing well in life. Denzel, I can't call you an idiot. I'm proud of you. Not, whoa. That sounded crazy. I'm not proud of you, like, bro. But, like, I'm proud of the fact that I ain't have to call him an idiot. Because I'm not going to lie. He seems very educated. Intelligent. He got away with it for how long? He only popped back out because circumstance? He's crazy. Like, this is actually insane. A lot of y'all niggas, man, Denzel, they probably gonna make a movie out of you. The first part, not the second part. Well, they might do both, actually. Because, I mean, you only got exposed because of revenge. Yeah, Netflix gonna pick this up. Because this was a movie. Like, actually, I was twisting turns. I'm like, bro, how is he doing this? You telling me it took, like, what type of training did you get? Does he have a military background? Like, I need to know more. So now y'all gotta make a Netflix documentary. Because I'm confused as how he got these abilities to do this. When did he get the knowledge to do this? Granted, we in an age where you could just look it up online for the most part, but he was 45 at the time. He probably been knew how to do all this. Yeah, Dan's a wild man. That's the end of the video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Share thoughts on the video in the comment section below. How do y'all feel about, like, I mean, 300 years, granted. Go ahead. Give him that. But the revenge part, like, I mean, he got more time for taking down a whole cartel syndicate than actually taking out other people. Like, come on, bro. The other people are clearly dirty, and the politicians might be dirty. Might be. Other people are human taking. They might. I don't have evidence on what they was doing. I know what the cartel was doing. Go ahead and chop them up, but yeah, giving them 20 years for each is crazy. Like, you should give them 5. The difference it would have made negligible, but come on, bro. At least use some common sense. He took down our cartel. I'm gonna give him 150 years. I'm gonna slice. It's not gonna make a difference. And so like, how do y'all feel about it? Should he got it? I mean, he definitely deserved a sentence regardless. But should he have got that much for the revenge, life taken, or should have been like 5 years here? Like, then they saying he's running consecutively. Like, ain't they normally concurrent? Ain't that crazy? Y'all giving them back to back to back to back to back to back. Like, he could have left that. He could have left like 60. Wait, nah, he probably had 100 still. But that's the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the video, share your thoughts on the video in the comment section below. Also, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date when I drop videos on this channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay safe, y'all.
I'm a cowboy, can't stop me, ain't to live is to come. All this pain got me feeling accomplished. See, this can't turn me into a monster. Hey, I'm a cowboy, can't stop me, to live is to come. All this pain got me feeling accomplished. See, this can't turn me into a monster. I'm a cowboy, can't stop, can't stop. Hey, all that pain got me feeling jaded. Many to roll when to make it. Still plugged into the mix, but lagging out before the update. Drop back in, different time, same location.